What is going on, everybody? We are here and we are predicting week 18. Might not be the most important week of the season, but it will be for a lot of different teams, playoff scenarios, and we'll see what I think the playoffs are going to look like by the end of the week. Obviously, some teams have already clinched and won't be playing their starters, but let's get right into it. Starting with the games don't matter too much. Patriots, Jets does not matter. I think the Jets will win. It don't matter. Neither team's making the playoffs. They've both already been eliminated. This game's huge here. I'm not sure. Is this the Sunday night game? I know the NFL has just released their Week 18 schedule. So let me see here. Who's playing? Yeah, that's the Sunday night game. So that game's going to be huge. It's going to decide the division winner. Miami can't win against a real team. Buffalo's been red hot here. They did struggle a little bit against New England, but it wasn't the best weather. New England does have a solid defense. They just don't have an offense whatsoever. So I'm going to take Buffalo here. I think Buffalo will come back and win this division, which is crazy because weeks ago they were down and out. They had really no real shot at doing this, and yet here they are. They're winning their division. This game means more to Pittsburgh. I don't think the Ravens are going to be starting too many starters. They've clinched the 1 seed. They clinched the division. They've clinched everything. They have really no need to play this game. They might play a few minutes because I know Lamar Jackson talked about how he didn't want to sit for 2 weeks, but I don't believe they're going to play more than maybe like one, like up down, like just to be honest. And a lot of their defensive guys like Patrick Queen and Kyle Hamilton definitely won't be playing this game. Give them rest. Especially a lot of that secondary. I don't really see the Ravens playing anybody, but just in case they do, but I still think Pittsburgh pulls this off. Cincinnati's already been eliminated. Cleveland's locked up everything. This game means nothing to both teams. Cincinnati wins. Everybody in that division finishes over 500. I don't think Cleveland... I don't know if Cleveland can finish any... Yeah, they're pretty much locked into 5th. I think... Yeah, they're 5th either way, whatever happens. So Cleveland isn't going to play their starters. Bengals will probably just play to play. So yeah, this is another super important game here. This is the Saturday night game here between the Colts and the Texans. The winner, most likely, I believe, whichever one wins, would be in the playoffs. Yeah, whichever one wins is in the playoffs either way, no matter what. So I'm honestly, I think the Texans are going to pull out. The Colts have been a little bit iffy here recently. The Texans, they got Stroud back. I think they make the playoffs. I think they make that push. And for anybody who wants DeMeco Ryans to win Coach of the Year, they have to make the postseason because it's going to be hard to compete with what Dan Campbell has done if they don't make the postseason. I think they do. Now, here's the thing. Jacksonville's not been good. And Jacksonville also hasn't had their star quarterback here for a little while now. I think they make the playoffs either way with a loss here. I think they lose this game. Actually, they're out. Pittsburgh would make the playoffs if they lose this game. I do think they lose. Honestly, I don't know. Is T-Law even going to play this game? They've been terrible here recently. And honestly, I know Titans fans hate I mean, they probably both hate Jacksonville. But I know the Titans fans hate Jacksonville a lot. I know a few of them in real life, and they despise Jacksonville. So I think this is going to be the outcome. I think the Texans are going to shock the world. Not Texans, oh my gosh. The Titans are going to shock the world and beat Jacksonville, knock them out of the playoffs. This game means nothing. Neither team starting their starters because I don't think... Yeah, Kansas City's the 3 seed either way. So they're not trying. This game, again, doesn't matter who wins. I feel like the Raiders have more to give. The Broncos, just a terrible organization. So the Buccaneers have to win this game to win the division, otherwise they miss the playoffs. And it would be hilarious if the Panthers pull off the upset. They're not going to, though. The Buccaneers are going to win this game. The Cowboys, they have a lot to play for. They're going to win. Same thing with the Eagles. Both those teams are playing for that division, playing against the crappier division opponent. Honestly, the NFL knows that these two teams are going to be the best two in the division by the end of the year right now. Might as well have each other play each other in weeks 18. I mean, what's the point in having them play the other two teams right now? Neither team's been very good. They're both really bad. And honestly, I don't think either team cares to win this game because they would rather have a higher draft pick. I mean, especially if you're Washington in this quarterback draft class and you're going to probably in draft one. Being at number 2 is really solid because you're at least getting Drake May. If you're not Caleb Williams, I mean, that depends on what the Bears evidently do since they actually have the number 1 overall. But I digress. So the Vikings-Lions game I don't think matters at all. Because I think either winner, it don't matter. So I think the Vikings will at least play their starters in this game. So I think the Vikings will evidently win it. I don't think they care either way. So I do think the Vikings pull off the W, even though it don't matter. Bears, again, nothing to play for except for to keep the Packers out of the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Packers finally make it back in since losing Rodgers, which actually has only been 1 year. But either way, the Packers do find their way back to the playoffs, which is kind of funny given the fact that they were not expected to be this good. And they started off really badly. Like, we take a look at them, they were one. This is this is this is the beginning of the year. So they're 1, 2-1, 2-2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, 6. they were like 4-6 or something to start the year. So it's actually pretty impressive that they made this type of comeback. So that's huge. Saints, they have to win. I don't think it matters in the end of the day because they will miss the playoffs. But they're playing for that last spot. They're going to win. I think the Falcons, they're done for. I think the Falcons could still make the playoffs, but a lot's got to happen, right? Yeah, a lot's got to happen. I mean, that would be kind of crazy if all that occurred, but yeah. It's not going to happen. Cardinals, Seahawks, this game means nothing realistically, I think, because even the Seahawks win, they would be out. They could still make it, but they need the Packers to lose, I think, right? Yeah, Packers lose, Seahawks would be in. Alrighty. So last game here, doesn't matter who wins this game. I think we're both pretty much locked into their spot. Right? If the Rams win, they can't go up. They lose, they can go down. So the Rams will actually probably play this game. Because they probably don't want to play the Cowboys, to be honest. I think if I was them, I would rather take on the Lions, which would be kind of hilarious. Stafford back in Detroit. Could be crazy. So this is pretty what I expect to happen here. Let's take a look at the playoffs. So let's look at the AFC first. So the Ravens are the 1 seed, Bills 2 seed, Chiefs 3 seed, and Texans as the 4 seed, with Cleveland and the Miami Dolphins and Pittsburgh Steelers being the 3 wildcard teams. We'll go over the playoffs when it gets to that point. But yeah, it's crazy set here. Like, I mean, the entire AFC North finished over 500, which is wild. Let's take a look at the NFC. So we got the Niners as the 1 seed, Cowboys 2 seed, Lions 3 seed, and Buccaneers as the 4th seed, with the Eagles, Rams, and Packers being the 3 wildcard spots. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen next week down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.